I'll tell you a fucking dream I had a long time ago. So my dad has a dog named Lunatic. Okay, incredible dog. Incredible dog. I have, and then there's obviously Neat, my sister's dog. Basically, I was like babysitting both of the dogs. And I was throwing the frisbee for them outside. Okay, yeah, the dog's name is Luna, but we call the dog Lunatic because it's a crazy dog. And I throw the frisbee for Lunatic, and Lunatic runs past the frisbee way into the street. And I go, oh my God, and Lunatic gets hit by a car. Oh, no, sorry. Neat gets hit by a car. Neat, that dog in my profile picture, gets hit by a car. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh, this is a dream. I'm like, oh my God. So I run up to Neat. And Neat is like trying to walk. And I'm like, don't move. Don't move. Just don't. It was so sad. I felt like in my soul, I felt so sad. I'm like, don't move. And Neat is like trying to walk on the asphalt. I'm like, stop moving. We're going to get you help. And then I hear a car screech behind me. And I turn around. And because I wasn't looking, Lunatic got hit by a car. So both of the dogs got hit by a car. And I'm looking, and Lunatic is trying to crawl. You can hear like bones clacking. And I go, oh my God, both of the dogs got hit. It was so terrible. Oh, my heart. It was just that moment of dread when Neat is trying to crawl and like kind of like limp, you know, like the back two legs aren't working. Yeah. And then I hear, and I turn around and Lunatic got hit by a car. And then a third car came along. No, it was just two cars, but holy shit, it was so bad. I was crying. No, I literally woke up and I was crying. Do you guys ever have dreams like that?
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my...
Okay, have you ever had a lucid dream?
No, not that I know of. So probably no.
Well, it's kind of hard to like I was big on like I wanted to like see what like superpowers felt like. So I would like I wanted to like phase through things and shit, and I wanted to like fly. And I had read online that you could pick up any phone and you would access the dream caller helpline. How the brain works is like if you kind of believe it can happen, it can kind of happen in the dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I had read was that if you picked up a phone, it would go to the Dream Helper hotline, and someone would answer the phone, and like you could ask for stuff, and they would give it to you.
Wait, so like pick up the phone in your dream?
I pick up a phone in my dream, and I would be connected with someone who would help me with my dream. I had a lucid dream for once, and I was so fucking excited. I picked up like a phone, and this like pissed off teenager answered. It's like, yeah, what do you want? Like that kind of thing. And I wanted like a jetpack or something fucking stupid. Or I wanted like Kiss Bam. I couldn't remember. But I like asked for it and they were like, okay, yeah, you need to like turn around in like 30 seconds. And I turned around and it was there. And then they're like, is that all? They're like fucking sassy, like annoying. like underpaid teenager that like hates their fucking job. I have no idea why my brain thought that up. But I don't know. I always thought that was like interesting how I read about something online and it became real.
Nightmare.
So, at night, this is important. Listen to this. At night, Ducky has stopped from sleeping on the ground, and Ducky has started learning to sleep on top of me. Ducky sleeps on top of the blanket. Sometimes she's next to us, like under the blankets, but this particular night, the other night, she was laying on top of me, and I was on my back like this, and she was curled up on my chest. She was a sweet little puppy, my 3-month-old puppy, curled up, sleeping like this. She sounds like a little pig, by the way. She does like little grunts. And I was laying on my back, and I remember thinking like, ugh, man, I ate so much beef jerky before this, and my stomach was, but I drift off to sleep very slowly. And at some point, this has happened to me once before, I literally had sleep paralysis. And if you guys don't know what it feels like
to me at least, it feels like someone took out your muscles and filled it with like pillow stuffing. Like you feel kind of like heavy. I couldn't move, but I could open my eyes. And so I'm laying there and I open my eyes. Ducky is on 2 legs, standing on my chest and looking down at me. My eye, like, I can't, like, move. I can't, like, speak. But she's staring down at me. And she, like, really fucking incredibly low voice. She goes, Wormwood. She goes, Wormwood. And I'm like, oh my God. And I can't move. I can't move. And I'm freaking out. If you guys have never read any biblical anything, Wormwood is a fucking, like, meteor that comes down in Revelations and, like, poisons water. Wormwood is the name of the star, of a star. The 3rd angel sounded his trumpet, and a great star blazing like a torch fell from the sky on 1/3 of the rivers and on the springs of water. The waters turned bitter, and many people died. I never have her sleep on my chest again.
Okay. When I was a kid, I had like 3 dreams of the exact same place where I'm eating on a table and the table is bolted to the ground in the water at the foot of a waterfall. And like the water is rushing past our legs. And I remember the food being very fucking specific. When I went to the Philippines later in my life, I ended up almost throwing up because I ate at that exact table. There was like a little like fucking, it was almost like a little like resort thing for like a day when it's like a little like resort thing. And one of the things was there was a little waterfall. It was, you just stand at the base of it and like water ran past it. And it was the exact fucking, it was down to what we ate. It was the weirdest fucking thing. You went to the Philippines to get your fill of peens. I had a dream. So I've been having fucking COVID dreams because I've got COVID, I've got a fever. I had a dream that I was at a conference. There were only Indian men there. And they were really nice. They were really, really nice. No, it was like an Evo conference. And they were doing like a world record. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why. But they were so kind, man. And I got along like all of them, and they were so sweet. And I was like playing their game, and I did pretty good in their like world record thing. And I was like fighting. It was like a weird. It comes out really bad. Like now that I'm talking about it, it sounds weird and probably bad. But I had a good time. That's all that matters to me. So when are you getting 10 Indian men on stream to cheer you on? God forbid someone has a good time with some foreign men. I had a dream. I dropped everything. Dude, I dropped everything. And I went to go be a drummer for the Mormon church. I do not know why, but it's flooding back to me. It's flooding back to me, dude. I dropped everything and I went to go be a drummer and they hired me, but I didn't know how to drum. So I was like faking it the whole time and it was like fucking whiplash.
Rushing or dragging? Rushing. So you do know the difference.
There's like Mormon dude that was like, nope, you're not. Hey, do you know how to play the drums? And I was like trying to like, I don't even know.
I ain't got a very big penis. Some girls laugh when they look at it.
Wow, show me.
I had a dream last night. This fucking reminds me. Happy birthday, John Fortnite. I had a nightmare last night that I was doing like, I think fucking Louis Phobia queued up another goddamn like Just Dance. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna like nipple stream. I was like doing like this. And I had a nightmare that Maud ran in and pulled down my pants. Pantsed me. But the problem is, for some reason I wasn't wearing underwear, so my bare asshole flashed on stream. I fucking freaked out. And I wear underwear normally, okay? It's very rare I don't wear underwear on stream. Let me just clarify that. but for some reason I was just like, oh, I'm shaking it. And then Maud pants me as a joke, and my bare asshole like went to like 40 viewers. Hi, Mom. Hey, Mom, how you doing? You guys know all my dreams are awful and so shitty and terrible and just like, they're so depressing. So I had a dream I was still in college, and they were giving out like fucking, it was like $20 for someone to come in and do a research study. You guys know those like college research studies they do all the time? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like one of those things. And I had a dream where I sit down across from this like researcher guy, and I don't remember what the reward was or anything, but he puts out like a plate of like spaghetti. And so I eat the spaghetti, and there's like meatballs in it. So I'm eating the balls, and I finish eating. And he starts asking me questions. He goes, was it good? I go, yeah, you know, it was all right. Was the tomato sauce kind of acidic? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. He goes, that was radioactive. And so then he goes, you should go home and tell your family you are going to die in the next 24 hours. So I'm sitting there and I'm fucking crying. So I'm calling my family members, and like my skin is starting to like loosen because I had fucking watched like a Wendigoon video on goddamn like radioactive poisoning. It was so fucking terrible. And I remember I was like thinking like, oh my God, like what do I text the Discord? Like I've got to like tell you guys, hey, I'm sorry, I can't stream tomorrow. Cut the fucking schedule. I ate radioactive sauce. Radioactive like Imagine Dragons. Okay, well, you're radioactive now. Are you imagining anything? Should have been streaming your final moments. If I had radioactive poisoning, you guys would want me to be like fucking sitting there streaming? I've got like blood spilling out of my mouth. That's what you would want?
I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you.
2 nights ago, I had a dream that I was just like hanging out, and I was like out in public. I actually go outside, and I was walking around Target. And do you know what all happened?
What happened?
Someone ran up and like stabbed me with a needle and ran off.
It's just one of those days.
And I went to like the doctor, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you've got," and it was like a fake disease. They're like, "All right, you've got like you've got the like turd wasting disease," and he was like, "You have a day to live." And so I'm calling like my family. I'm crying. They're crying. Like I like write out like a letter, and I turn on stream and I say, "Hey, like, you know, I like love you guys. This is like my last day on Earth."
My God.
And I started crying, and then like I was worried it was like contagious, and I like my family flew in, and they like wanted to like say things to me face to face, but I was like, I can't, like I'm gonna give you like turd wasting disease. And I was just crying, and I could feel myself start to like waste away, and I like looked in the mirror, and like my eyes were like fucking bloodshot.
Is that like every dream is just...
Almost, yeah. When I'm not like kissing you, yeah.
Cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really, really long fronts.
Okay, let's talk about this. I had a dream last night. So this is the dream I had about the zoo house. So last night, you guys know like the economy, not very good. Like especially like housing. Like, oh, you know, you're renting and you want to move into a house, but you can't really afford it, or whatever your housing situation looks like. I had a dream where, for whatever reason, Maud and I aren't looking for a house, but we were looking for a house and we found the perfect house. It was kind of like, it was the perfect house. It had everything beautiful, you know, all the space we could need. We could get like a little dog situation. But there was one catch. And I don't know why this was a thing, because it was a perfect price, but the only issue was that the entire house was built against a wall. But the wall was made of glass. And people would walk up and stand there and stare through the glass, and you couldn't hide. There was no like, oh, like I'll put like paper on the glass. you had to have the glass see-through. And so we got the house. We bought the glass house. And I was literally, I swear to God, I was shitting on the toilet, making eye contact with people. No, like the house was an exhibit. It was so fucking weird. And I remember being like talking to like the landlord. I'm like, can we do something? And it was in India, and I don't know why it was in India. I'm like, there's nothing to do with it, but there were just Indian men. I always dream about Indian men, and Indian men were watching me on the other side of the glass. And I remember just being like, why do I have to have the glass wall? Like, what about this has to do? You know what I'm saying? I always dream about Indian men, and I'm sitting there and I'm pooping and I'm staring at this Indian guy like this, and he's watching me like I'm a goddamn ape in a fucking zoo. And I remember thinking, God, this is not worth the money. Oh my God, I just remembered. Holy fuck. I don't know how I forgot this. And in the glass, there was a hole. No, this was the weirdest part. In the glass, there was a hole. And Indian men would come up and like feed me like nuts through the hole. And I would like get my mouth up close to the hole, and I'd be like eating like they'd like drop it through the hole, and I'd like eat right out the hole. You have some weird fetishes, bro. It's not a fetish, it's a dream. It's just a dream I have. You'd eat Indian men's nutsack and mouse. That's got nothing to do with the fact that they're Indian. I don't know why they're Indian.